What's Earl been up to, man?
Fuck Errol.
What?
Yeah, fuck Errol.
Oh yeah, he ain't with Derrick James no more.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't Derrick James. Fuck you, motherfucker. You folded. You didn't want to pay him some money. That's fucked up. It's all business, but still, at the end of the day, some fucked shit up. How I pay him more on a fight I made less? The fuck? Come on, motherfucker. Fucking. And he been with you your whole career. Fuck is wrong with you? How I pay Derrick more on a fight I made less? Pedro, let him know.
So what was the split all about? Like it was just about money?
What else is it gonna be about, man? About business.
I mean, it wasn't Derrick's fault what happened that night, man. Earl looked like he was.
Bro, Errol was high as fuck.
He was like, he looked like he was high.
Dog, the motherfucker didn't even form a sentence. The fuck?
I mean, like he looked weird, going like, in the warm-ups and shit. And I know Terrence Crawford pretty good, but he not that much better than him like he did him, bro. Come on, he knocked him down with a jab.
Well, that put this Terrence Crawford tweet in a whole new perspective now, don't it? I'm not surprised. And Errol Spence did look like something that was going on with him. Like, who knew? But the real question that you need to ask yourself is, why did you wait this fight out of all fights to be high? I mean, even if you want to deny it, it's clear that something in his eyes, it just glossy, stone, puffy, he looked like he was floating around. Why of all fights do you wait till this fight to do something ridiculous like that? If you already had an inclination in your mind that you couldn't win or pull it off, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you sabotage yourself? Why do it? And as far as Derrick James, paying Derrick James and stuff like that, I think we just finally getting to hear what Errol Spence's true character is like. And I've heard it before. And you could tell by the tactics that he's been doing prior. The way he was selling y'all them shirts, but had no plans on fighting Terrence Bud Crawford originally. Until things fell through with PBC. And, when it comes to paying his trainer, and Ryan Garcia talked about, I'm paying him more and getting paid less. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. And why wouldn't you? But I didn't know it was anything like this. But to my little sources in Dallas, they have always told me one thing about Errol Spence, and that is Errol Spence is cheap. They say that the reason why Errol Spence didn't have a nutritionalist for all that time, and one of the reasons why he dropped Blu-ray on top of Blu-ray, kept running his mouth, was he didn't want to pay the nutritionalist, and he didn't want to pay a strength and conditioning coach, and I heard this some years ago. So I'm not surprised when it comes to Derrick James, but why don't you take care of your mans? I don't think he's asking for that much or something like that. Maybe Derrick James just had to work with other people to find out that what he was getting paid wasn't sufficient. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's probably just Errol Spence's character just bleeding through. And Errol got some kind of substance abuse problem that's beyond alcohol. That's not just alcohol. I don't know what kind of drugs they on out there in Dallas, but I heard something about it. And when you look at it, let's mirror it back to this, because at all times this stuff has been brought up, but his fans has been Heisman trophying what they've been seeing. Oh no, it's like, you mean when Errol Spence went live with his girl and she recorded him, I can't even call it drunk. He was incapacitated on the bed and he was talking about and he couldn't even form a sentence. You guys remember that?
I'm tired. So yeah, it's just been so hard. I take full responsibility. I mean, he was cheating on me, so I did run that nigga over with my car, but we would appreciate. Would you wanna go to Dubai, baby? Do you wanna go to Dubai, baby?
Do it?
I'm tired.
And his fans came out and said that was a prank or some kind of acting he was doing or something like that. We was like, nah, he's really messed up. Like, why would you get on camera and release something like that about yourself? Errol Spence couldn't even sit up right on the bed, slurring his words and all that other stuff. That's more than just alcohol at the end of the day. So maybe Errol Spence need to go into a rehab program. Point blank, period. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We all been through stuff. We all go through ups and downs and stuff like that. But once again, I will always bring this back to the team that's around you. And that's one thing that Floyd Mayweather, you know, he always preached. He's only as good as the team around him. And he had a good team around him. How you have a good team around you and they letting you run the streets like this, do what you do, drive drunk, getting high, you know what I'm saying? Just all this BS. And that comes from somebody who can't be told nothing. So when it comes to, you know, the car flipping and him looking high before the fight and all that stuff, those are all Errol Spence choices at the end of the day. Who he chose to hang out with, you know what I'm saying, and get into it with, you know, how he chose to live his life as a fighter, you know, how he's paying the people around him, how he's duping the fans, how he's hated on Terrence Bud Crawford all the way up until the end of trying to block him from getting a fight with Sebastian. Everything about his character reads that he a shady motherfucker. You know, he doesn't look like it on the surface, but the proof is in the pudding at the end of the day, man. But like I said, it brings this Terrence Crawford text to a new light, don't it? You know, so people been hearing about that, just like we was hearing about his problems with alcohol before he flipped his car. You know, and this is where, if you're really a fan of his, being real with him don't hurt. I'm just saying, you know, it only keeps us in check. But I don't know, man. Tell me what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.